Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor down here at the Big Boom and Y. This I'm going to be taking out me and Scott, or Scott and I, whoever. Yeah, Scott wanted to go on this, believe it or not. It's 34XL. And, or 30, did I say 30? Or did I say 34? Well, it's actually 34 if you count the offshore bracket. So it's a 30 Offshore XL, but then you can call it 34.1. Counting the offshore, not counting the motors. You got a 39-degree bow entry, got 26 underneath that driver's seat, and I believe it's 16 in the rear, which that helps keep it flat without a lot of roll. And this got a 9.6 beam, so it's a wide body, so that makes a big difference, that and having this reverse. And this boat just came in, see this big heavy reverse all the way to the front. So that helps keep this boat stable, plus that 9.6 on the beam. And they're 25-inch motors. You got slicks, and it's that 225-gallon fuel tank. And this boat's got a lot of stuff which I'll go over, but it's got 4x4s, bunks on it, heavy duty. This is probably 7,100 pound dry weight. Now, so you got 7,100, you figure the motor's 8. So there's say just roughly 1,000, there's 2,000, so there's 7, 8, 9,000 pounds right there. Fuel's 225, so times what, 7 is 1,400 pounds, 1,500 pounds. So there's about 9,000, so 10, 11, so say about 11,000 pounds. Oh, then the trailer. So say 12,000 pounds with the gear, weight, you know, all your fluids and everything in here. But very nice boat. This here's got the double keel block, which on the boat this size you need that, but you just got to remember when you're coming in, when you're loading this thing's tilted down, because if it's tilted up a bit, then this thing's going to go floppy doppy on you, and you're only going to have one up there. This, I imagine, is 2-speed. Yes, it is 2-speed. You don't really need that. You should be able to drive this right up to where it's at, right here, which is right on the money. I'll check the bunks, see how this is a straight shot here. I'm going to look back here and see how much of the boat's overhanging. Let's see. Perfect. Can't go any higher than that, so I leave it where it's at. I'm looking at the bunks in the actual back of the boat, and that's just about right. You got a little overhang, not a big deal. Center of gravity is probably going to be right by that ladder, roughly, or just right where that bulkhead is. Now, they got smart on this, and I don't know if they knew it, they were actually doing this, but they did cut this out right here for like trim tabs. But this got these new zip wakes on them, the 300 series, and they come down like this instead of having that there. These are auto. Then you got your self bailer, but anyway, I call this a high-speed delta. For your higher speeds, between that and that reverse chine, there's going to help keep this boat level. You got your welded on zinc plates, and this is very important too, this flange down here. I mean, good weld jobs, nice thick hole, but that keeps the water from just hitting here and here and spraying up on your motors. Really important that you have this right here. It's got the GT51, it looks like, here for transducers. Got your plug right back there. Zinc. Now these are 350. This can handle up to 800 horsepower. You can run 300s on here probably just fine, probably even 250. But where these 350s come in, they're V6s, so you got 700 horsepower here. But at, say, a cruising speed, or just kind of up on plane about, say, I'm going to say about 30 miles an hour, which, you know, typically you're going to only be doing 25, 20 out in the ocean. A nice day, maybe you can get 30, 35. I mean, I've done faster, but this boat, and you can see how wide it is and how high it is in the back. You got with these V6s, they're going to get really good fuel economy at that probably 3,800 to 4,000, say 30 miles an hour. I'm going to say, and I could be off, but right now I'm going to say it's probably 18 gallons an hour. Now you open these things up, yeah, they're going to burn some fuel. It's got your lights built in for the Helm Master. They start doing that on the Yamahas, these right here. You got your stainless 15 by 15s, I think. Yep, saltwater 2 series. Yep, good props. Thick, thin, sharp, thick. It bites. You got a left-hand cup, a right-hand cup, so left, right. Now these motors here, if you're going to be sitting there and say firing it up at the house, if you don't have the bullet connector that goes on the gear case plus have another one, so you're having two flushers going, I would take this off, have this here, max out your water, start it up. Now if this thing isn't spitting water, don't think it's just the impeller, because you may not have the water pressure, you know. So if any doubt, what I would do is leave the tie downs on, go find some water, back it in, fire it up. Now these are going to take maybe 10 seconds before it spits water out the pit tube, which is right over there. They're a lot bigger, it's taking longer to get through. Your 9.9 will just force it out immediately, these don't. So just don't think when you start the thing up it's going to pee water. Give it a few minutes, give it like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. If you don't see it, then give it a little gas, just in neutral, just hit it, womp womp. And if it ain't doing that, nah, then maybe you got an issue. A beautiful white on white, oh baby. And then, whoa, and then being pulled behind big shiv. Look at this package. Wow, nice. That truck, thank you John Newsom down there at Ken Ware. He's the one that talked me into this 6.6 with the Allison 10-speed tranny gas. It's the same block as your diesel, but it's gas. I get tremendous fuel economy and empty. It is super quick. It pulled this boat, like I say, it's about 12,000 pounds, just roughing everything out. Trailer and all, motors, you name it, water, fuel. But that boat, without even being on tow haul mode on these trucks, and it's got the good camera, you can see everything on it, it pulled it out of here like dead stop, lickety split. Not like the other GMC I got, you're looking at, if you really romped on it, say taking off, you're at 6,000, you know, to get it moving. This one here, you can cruise up hills, I think about 4,000, where that other one would be 6. So powerhouse, I'm happy the way diesel prices are. I get out on the road probably 18 miles to the gallon with that, and in town probably 12 to 14. So it's a good package combination. Towing it is a piece of cake actually. And these newer trucks, they do handle nicer, not as rough. You know, that's a 3/4 heavy duty. The only difference between that and a 1-ton is the top overlaying leaf spring. That's it. So if I want to put a spring now, I got a 1-ton, but it'll still haul about 18 to 20,000 pounds. Back to the boat now. You got a triple axle. You got brakes on every wheel, and on 3 axles or discs. And then I already said that you got your keel rollers, they put them under there, and that again is just to guide you. Say you had too much in the water so that doesn't hit your cross member. They are not, you notice they don't rest on the boat, and they're not intended to. A spare tire, 2-speed jack, foot jack, I like those. That way if you forget to block it, 10 to 1, unless you're on a steep hill, this boat ain't gonna go nowhere. Unlike a wheel, and the wheels will start bending like this. Hey, you know something? I didn't even check that. This should have had electric brakes too. That's your battery pack right here. Oh well, I'll have to remember, me and Scott's going out tomorrow, so I'll check that. Need maybe a carabiner on that. Look at them chain size, 2 5/16 ball, hydraulic, and I'm pretty sure that's, let's read what it said. Hopkins, engine courser, full, low, and charge test. Maybe it doesn't have it, maybe it just has the box, because I should be able to hit this test here. Sounds empty. That's something to find out. I'll look tomorrow. See the wires on here, where it's going. There's the battery, and it's coming up, so it should be wired. We'll find out. Now, I'm going to go on to another video because I'm already at 9 minutes.